You drop frames.
All right, I'm starting the stream right now. Stream started. I don't know. This might end up being a short one tonight.
Why is that?
Oh, you know what it could have been too? I could have hopped on a different VPN. It could be a VPN issue at the moment. Oh well, too late now.
Too late now. Oh,
Too late
damn.
now.
Too bad. We're just gonna have to, you guys will just have to suffer. I'll have to suffer. Okay, well, I did everything.
What?
Right here now. On here. There we go. I had that.
Just Skype audio sucks.
The stream looks okay.
It will for now. We already dropped 132 frames in the first minute and 14 seconds. So
Sometimes you just gotta drop a few frames to have a good show, though, Jay.
yeah, whatever.
You do.
ISP is being dumb right now. It's really intermittently. Yeah, so we've dropped another 16 frames right there.
Jay got new, more better internet that's not so new or more better right now.
Okay, so let me roll the intro, and then I'll explain what the hell is going on with that. Then we actually have some topics today. But anyway, the intro song's going.
It's going right now.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Intro. Welcome to Tech Talk 129.
Or we're gonna drop frames and the audio will stop working. But either way, it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah, frames are just like pooping out. It's at 243. I just wanted to enjoy tonight's show, and now I've got to deal with this shit. So okay.
Life. This is life unfolding in real reality.
Okay, so here's the thing. My ISP now offers a much faster connection, 300 megabit by 5. 300 by 5, right? It's incredibly unbalanced.
It's very one-sided, yes.
Because I'm with Charter, Spectrum, and they own Time Warner now. And Time Warner had a very well-established and very solid 300 by 20 megabit connection, which I used to use. Remember, that was great.
Yeah.
And Time Warner was acquired by Spectrum, like, I don't know, a couple months ago, a few months ago. And they are now offering a 300 megabit connection. Because what they've done is because I'm very close to Time Warner, they're offering what Time Warner had minus the upload. But the problem is, I talked to several techs. I remember I went through this last week. Like, I couldn't get my fast connection because they didn't have any 16 by 8 modems. They only had like 8 by 4s.
Yeah, you had to go buy your own modem. Like, what kind of internet company? Seriously.
And they charged me a setup fee. But anyway, so that's besides the point. The issue is a few of their upper tier techs told me, like, hey, just so you know, you probably gonna have some internet growing pains by being on this tier because it's connecting apparently to a different backbone system or something. I don't know exactly how the infrastructure is set up. But the point is, they were like, hey, you're probably gonna end up having like issues, some growing pains for the next month or two. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And right now we're having upload issues. I'm only sending like 2,500K up, but even that's just like, it's going all crazy. But it might not even be Spectrum, because I do run a VPN that's constantly rotating. I'm always changing VPNs constantly because of the whole DDoSers and stuff. They're always trying to get hold of us. So I'm never like on the same IP twice. And the problem is I didn't change my VPN settings. When I saw that we were doing the test stream right now, I was like, oh, this is shit. I went and yelled at everyone in the house, like, get off the internet! Get off the internet! And I didn't really yell like that. But anyway, thinking it might have been that. Because little Jay was in there, like, watching a 4K stream for Netflix. But again, that's downstream, right? I didn't change my VPN. So it could be the VPN's fault.
You ruined Tech Talk, Jay. You ruined it.
You know, but you saw that comment, right? I mean, the expectations apparently of the audience they expect way more.
They
than
do.
What we're giving them.
They do. I saw that, and I took that completely to heart. I actually went and cried and ate a bucket of chicken. So
it made me feel like I was charging way too much for this show.
I know we are. Like, we should definitely lower our rates. Now, to get a question answered, it's $4.50. Okay, I feel like 5 was too high.
Yeah. It's like, anyway, we are just constantly dropping first. Okay, guys, here's what I'm gonna do.
What are we gonna do?
I am literally going to stop my upload to the server.
No.
No, hold on. YouTube is not going to stop the stream unless I go into the control panel on YouTube and tell it we're done streaming. I'm just going to stop OBS from sending stuff up. I'm going to change my VPN, and then I'm going to hop back on a call with you, and then we're going to just start sending up data. So for those of you that are watching the replay, it's just going to skip. It's just going to be like, guys, I'm going to do this. And we're going to be like, and we're back. It's going to be an instant. But for you guys, we're going to be a frozen image here for a minute, okay? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm stopping the OBS. We will be right back. VPN. Let's see what happens here. Interesting.
What?
Yeah, look at we're on the new VPN, and we've got a solid upload upstream now with 0 drop frames.
It's always the VPN, man.
All right, Spectrum, you are exonerated for the moment. For the moment. It's
natural to blame the ISP first. It's just human nature.
Yeah, we haven't dropped any frames yet, and we've got a solid upstream going now. Hey, we're back.
We're gonna have a solid show now. Yeah, solid.
But I feel like your audio level dropped since our last call.
It shouldn't have.
Do you guys feel like Jerry's audio has dropped since we went off and back?
He has a very sophisticated way of making it better.
But you have a compressor on.
Actually, I do. Well, no, actually, the compressor's only at about 50%.
Okay. You're like, I'm gonna move the mic closer. I'm gonna let the compressor work harder. Jeez. Okay.
Not work as hard, Jay. Work less, not harder.
There we go. Okay. So we actually have a couple topics today. Guys, if you want to know how to donate, the instructions are down in the description. Same place have been now for like the last 15 or so episodes. If you guys want to donate to Barnacle, his information is down there. You got to donate to him straight to PayPal because YouTube thinks he's terrible and doesn't want to give him the button. And that's besides the point. We are going to go ahead and
auctioneer. You'd make a horrible auctioneer.
Why?
Just horrible because I can only understand 1 out of every 7 words.
That's fine.
Oh, is that how you're supposed to do it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah, no, it's it's vocal profiling. We're just letting the words that matter make it through. So, all right, here's what we're gonna do. We have a topic here. Are you frozen? Or okay, I couldn't tell if you were frozen or if you were just sitting still.
I'm like,
okay. Guess what? Self-driving cars. It's kind of a thing, right?
Oh, massive thing. Yeah, Tesla kind of like pulled it off successfully, and now everybody else that's been trying forever is like jumping on the bandwagon. Although let's be honest, Mercedes was the first one to have it.
Okay, so this one is coming to us courtesy of fastcoexist.com. And Mercedes has a self-driving car-ish prototype concept thing they're working on here.
Ish.
Wait, do you like the way I made that very clear?
Yeah. Very clear.
Well, that didn't work. Fuck! I was trying to. Okay.
Oh my gosh!
So we've had some complaints. The show isn't professional enough, and I had like. So look at the stream. That's what. It's just a blue line. I'm trying to show my page. It's just a fucking blue line.
Oh my god. We've never done this before on episode 129.
Video didn't die. The capture did. All right, we're gonna try this again here. Hold on.
Take two.
You guys, stop it. Okay, wait.
It'll be fine.
Window capture. Okay, we want to capture. Wait. Yay! I did it. Okay.
Can people see things now?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just a blue line. All right. So anyway, Mercedes has autonomous driving cars now, and that just means like automatic. But being autonomous also means it can sort of make decisions, right? It's
always making decisions. That's exactly what it means. Yeah.
So it's autonomous. It's not just self-driving. It's not going to just go point A, point B based on what you tell it. It's going to scan everything on the way there, and it's going to make decisions.
Yes.
So there's of course always going to be a debate about self-driving cars. Right? Are they safe? Are they safe? And so the car has to make decisions about what's safe, and it has to make split-second decisions based on. It's got to weight the lesser of evils too when it comes to making a split-second decision.
Yeah, apparently, no-win scenario, right?
Right. If then, right? So Mercedes has apparently pre-programmed the autonomous features of this car to always favor the safety of the driver, and has placed pedestrians on a lesser level of safety requirement. So if the car has to make a decision between hitting a car or hitting a crowd of people or go the way of Mustang, then it will choose running into people instead of running into another car.
Let's be honest, though. That's a very German decision.
Really? You really went there.
I really went there. I really went.
The sidewalks are no longer safe. The sidewalks are no longer safe. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about like if it has to make a choice between like bleep bleep hit this car or bleep bleep hit lady pushing baby stroller?
Okay, it depends. It depends on the scenario. Okay, there can't be like one fix solves everything here. But I would say that if it's like somebody not looking before they like cross out into traffic, like I'm all for like the Mercedes just mowing them down. Like you got to protect the driver. But if it's the baby carriage scenario, well, the baby didn't really push its own carriage, right? You know, so the car should be able to identify the scenario where it's a baby carriage and be like, okay, I'm gonna lean a little bit more towards, you know, trying to have the outcome favor the baby. But if it's just some drunken idiot walking out in the street, yeah, just mow him down. That's fine.
I feel like you're going to place enough stipulations on this that by the time it calculates all of this shit, it's just going to hit whatever the original obstacle was anyway.
Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the human way to do it, though? Like wouldn't that make it more like true artificial intelligence where it's like, shit, I got to make a decision. And then just everything happens. And it's like, ah, crap, missed the boat.
Self-driving simulator. Human response time was 1.6 seconds. Autonomous response time, 1 minute, 42 seconds.
Just 1 minute, 42 seconds. That's when the black box stopped because the car exploded when it drove off the bridge. Oh,
and then once the accident's happening, the autonomous features in it have to go, okay, is it safe to deploy this airbag, or would the airbag cause more injuries than the actual accident that's happening here? So it's going to have to assess the level of impact it's under and then decide if the airbag should go off.
Dude, you know
after
what?
your face goes smash onto the windshield.
I would love to see the log, like after the event has transpired, because you know the car is making like 100,000 decisions a second. So the log is like 4,000 pages of I've gotten 1 centimeter closer to the target. Target still looks like an acceptable loss. Okay, I'm now 1 centimeter closer to the target. Still think I'm gonna hit it. Might be a baby carriage. Nope, ruled that out. Another centimeter forward.
The next sentence in that log is going to be out of system memory.
Oh God! Hard drive full, memory full. That's the last log entry. Oh my God!
Yeah. So I just wondered, like, I don't know. I just thought this was an interesting topic since you have been in a self-driving vehicle and I have not.
And it scared me, and it still scares me when I drive in it. So,
it scares you as the passenger in it.
What I don't understand though is who is to blame in an autonomous car? Because obviously, if you run somebody over with your car, you'd normally blame the driver. But if you're in court and you're like, oh shit, it was Tesla or Mercedes did it. Wasn't me. I was sleeping or checking my text messages. I mean, it's like whose fault is it? I mean, do they just go sue Mercedes and like,
yeah.
And does the log on the car like confirm guilt? Like, I don't know how that's all going to work. That seems like a really, really crazy gray area in the legal system.
I don't know. That sounds a lot to me like the entire debate we have right now regarding guns, right? And the manufacturer liability discussion.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think it's kind of interesting, though, if we become living in a world where the driver can be like, wasn't my fault. I was texting. The car did it. And it's Mercedes' fault.
Yeah, I was in the back seat sleeping. You can check camera 3 on the A-pillar. It will confirm that I was in the back seat sleeping while I was doing 80 miles an hour down the freeway.
Okay. Let's think about this for a second here, because this is really hurting my head. I literally just thought about something that kind of snowballed in my mind so quickly it actually made my head spin and it hurts. We almost live in a world where your legal defense for hitting something in a car was you weren't paying attention.
Yeah, ignorance is the law, apparently.
we are that much closer to idiocracy.
We are. Sponsored by Carl's Jr.
I mean, think about it. Officer, I wasn't paying attention. The car did it.
Oh my God.
And you know what's funny is our lawmakers will find a way to pass that shit so that's actually law, right? Where somehow, some way, it's corporate's fault. It's corporate's fault that you ran over those school children crossing the street. Them smart sensors, they should have done their job.
I almost wonder if you'll have to get like an amendment to your insurance policy. Like you'll have to call up like Allstate or State Farm and be like, yeah, I want the autonomous driving coverage. And it's like an additional coverage for you to
premium quadruples.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, and then you get rear-ended by like a Tesla and you get out and you're like, dude, you better have like autonomous driving collision on your policy. You better. It's like, that's going to become a thing. I guarantee you it's going to become a thing.
Speaking of self-driving, I know you drove the P85D on the highway.
Yeah.
Matt Farah tried it. Matt Farah tried it in the canyon.
Oh no! I tried it on the back roads. If you watch that video, and it like almost, I would say 80% of the time tried to drive us down random people's driveways and shit. It was scary.
But he tried it. But he tried it on the Snake up here. and that's
How'd it do?
oh, it tried to drive her off the cliff on the first turn. And these were bright yellow painted lines. It just was like, apparently the steering wheel doesn't have enough self-input to be able to actually make these turns.
The biggest thing I found with it, and it has improved greatly since the first time I tried it, but the worst case scenario is where the lines start to trail off, like going onto another road. So like going down, there's a solid line, and then the line will like just slowly start sloping off and down the road. It sees that as like a turn and a correction, and the car will jerk. And most of the time, it'll like be a really swift jerk, and then the car will be like, oh shit, and then it me, and then it's basically like human takeover.
Yeah.
But like in the middle of texting or taking a nap, human takeover is not going to save you.
I don't know. Does anyone in chat feel that this is okay? That it's okay for to program a car, because here's the problem. Cars have safety ratings. Cars are designed to be impacted from the rear. Ladies, cars are designed to
bitch.
Cars are designed to hit things and survive, but people are not designed to be hit by cars and be okay.
But hold on, to be fair though, in the autonomous driving scenario, the car is supposed to be driving flawlessly and not doing anything wrong. The only time that programming comes into play is when somebody else isn't doing what's right.
Guys, I'm gonna put up a YouTube video proving that's never gonna happen. Anyway, while I'm looking up this video here real quick, you guys chime in on the chat. Literally, do you think it's right for a car to be programmed to avoid another car?
I think it's against the law of robotics. I believe one of the laws of robotics is that robots cannot be programmed to hurt humans. So in this scenario, it's still technically programming the car to hurt a human being, be it to save another human being, but still, right? I mean,
absolutely.
I think that goes against the law of robotics. So I think that's illegal. They should not be able to do that.
Here's what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to go ahead and, yes, guys, I know it's black.
Ooh. I got a solution.
Dang it, the blue line's back. Hold on, I gotta fix the blue line.
All right, well, you're fixing the blue line. I think I've solved it. Here's the solution to the problem. You have to actually take like a 1,000-question test where the AI learns what type of person you are. And then it factors that into its decision of running over the baby carriage.
Oh, I see. Okay,
and that's still technically liable because the computer is acting in the same way that it believes you would have.
Guys, what I'm gonna show you right now is Volvo's attempt at an autonomous safety braking. This is just safety braking. This isn't even making the decision for turns or acceleration or lane changes or any of that stuff. This was just Volvo's like, hey, we've got a car that will allow you not to kill yourself if you fall asleep behind the wheel. And Jerry, you're gonna have to watch the replay. I apologize, but
oh, I've seen this one before. Yeah. This is the radar guided braking system that's supposed to be able to late brake perfectly, and it like.
There's a driver in this car, by the way. There is a driver in this car. This is not just a robot. Okay, here we go.
Not a good day.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
I hope he got some kind of like L&I or something.
I want to play it again because there's something else I want you guys to pay attention to here. Look, please, for the love of God, look for an airbag.
Hey, Hobbs made a really good point in messaging. He said it should also take into account the person driving having enough money to sue them.
But anyway, notice there was no airbag that went off on that car either, and you literally see the driver's head like boink off the steering wheel. So
yeah, I'm watching it. It's right on. Oh God, it's like a Super Ball. It like not only did he hit the steering wheel, it like put him back in the seat just as hard.
What I love about this is there's already people in chat like, the radar was off, there was a malfunction, it was going too fast, it was going too slow. Like apparently it didn't meet all these perimeters, so the car was just like, fuck it, ram. I mean,
see, I think the car like should definitely err on the side of safety. If it doesn't have at least like 3 inputs and checks and balances, because sensors go bad, we know this. Fuck, even in like liquid cooled computers and shit, the thermostats and stuff fail. Yeah. Like if you lose one mechanism, like I think the Tesla uses it uses radar, it uses the cameras. It's got like tons of cameras all around, so it's using that, and it's creating like scatter maps and shit with all. I mean, there's so much sensor data there that even if you can't trust 2/3 of it, it can still make a good decision.
Yeah. What
drives you down people's driveways. So
what's sad is right now there are people in chat defending like Volvo and apparently all these scenarios that went wrong that day. It's like, that's my fucking point. Technology fails. Okay,
does fail.
that's my point.
But then, I mean, the
side
brakes
note,
fail in your car too, though, right? I mean, let's be realistic here.
Side note: this was a few years ago. We've come a long way since then. But this was a newer Volvo. Had this been like a 1983 Volvo, it would have been fine, and it would have totaled the trailer. Okay, I'm just saying. Those things are...
The driver wouldn't have even moved. The Volvo would have just like penetrated halfway into the truck and came to a slow, controlled stop.
What would have happened is the car would have just hit the truck and trailer and then pushed the trailer off frame. There would have been no impact. Like there would have been no crunch. It would have been like it just pushing the trailer off frame. That's all that would have happened.
So heavy. Oh
so,
my God.
Yeah, I just I don't know. I thought about all of this. Oops, I just hit a button. Hopefully I didn't like delete channel. I just you ever
audio is really screwed up. Hold on, let me.
No, what's happening is it's doing the typical Skype thing where if I make any noise, it like cuts you out.
Oh,
yeah,
all right.
Nothing I can do about that.
I can only talk when you're quiet. This is my punishment somehow.
So Skype is autonomously deciding which is the better opinion to air, and so
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, I would. Anyway, I'm gonna go and do some donation comments here. And guys, we do have a few topics here, actually. You know, because a couple people complain like, "There's no topics on here," and I'm an old prude with a shriveled vagina, and I don't like listening to these guys just hang out. So we're trying to appease that 0.02% or whatever you guys are, by putting some actual topics in here.
Well
but in the
said.
meantime, Dave Wilson says, "Greetings from Scotland, lads."
So
And if I could roll my R's, I would totally do a Scottish accent, but I can't, and I just sound stupid when I try, so I won't.
well,
Do
come on,
either-
try, please try.
No. I'd be like, "Greetings from Scotland, lads."
Thank you.
Anyway, do either of you even plan to do a video on video production and editing? Yes, I do, actually. I'm going to, when I get caught up on some things, which might be never, I'm going to do like kind of what Jerry did with School for Noobs, which is about just trying to help people get going with their channels and stuff.
Yep, and I'm going to do the same exact thing, except for mine's going to tell you all the wrong ways to do it that I accidentally stumbled upon that eat up and consume all your time, but it'll get you enough confidence to make it to Jay's video and learn how to do it the right way.
Guitar Freak Fico Fucker or whatever, I don't know what his name is, says don't Falco Falco Falko, okay?
That's
he says
Falco.
don't
That's
he
not
says
Falco.
don't use Skype for fuck's sake. Okay, then can you suggest a better VoIP with high definition video that we can use? And don't be like use Discord, use TeamViewer. Don't say none of that shit. We've already tried all that. Okay? Seriously, we need video. Video is the important part here.
Hey, dude, we could use FaceTime. You could just put a Logitech cam on the iPhone.
Oh yeah, because Apple's been much more steady.
Oh my God.
Pretty soon they're going to be like, they're going to remove the camera from the phone, and then you have to buy some attachment that goes to the Lightning port too. All right. Sorry, can you tell me one of those moods? Woo, it feels good.
Oh my God, I can tell, but I'm
love
loving it. I'm loving it. Keep it going.
I'm not saying anything anyone ain't thinking. All right, Cyrus120Z says, Jay, what did you recommend for a portable microphone for recording videos, not attached to the camera, but without breaking the bank? If you have a phone that still has a microphone and headphone jack,
Yep.
I would recommend like the Rode Lav mic, because they have a smart lav, is what it's called.
Yeah.
And it plugs into your phone, and there's an app you can download, and you can use your phone and same lav, like good quality lav mics, about $70, I believe. And you use your phone as a recorder, and you just sync it in post.
Yeah, the lav mics range from like $30 up to like $150 for the corded ones that plug into the phone. But a lot of them sound really decent, and there's like a ton of software packages, especially on iPhone and Android, to let you like mix the audio and everything right on the phone if you want to.
Someone said use AOL.
Okay.
Referring to the which video chat do they recommend we use, right?
Oh, nice.
RJolly87 says, here's $5 to replace the frames that were dropped. Oh, and don't forget to whisper sweet nothings into Jerry's ear about how pretty he is. I'm loving that little Jerry curl on the front of his head, if you know what I'm saying.
Liking that? You liking that? I'm getting the fro. This is the stage where I don't go get a haircut when I'm supposed to.
It's funny. My forehead hair is falling out, and yours is grown pubes. I love it.
Pretty much.
All right. Mike Games says, Jay, I got some peanut butter cookies, the big one. I love them. I have 6 of them.
I love peanut butter cookies.
The Wolf's Fang says, I wanted to donate last week. PayPal took a shit. Yeah, it's every week. Anyway, he was trying to donate to you then. All right, well, I'm okay with this because it came to me. I forget what I wanted to say. Oh, well. I hope you guys keep producing such high-quality content. Obviously, he's talking to me. I even paid an extra 50 cents because you're worth it. Oh, look at that. Look at that. The last video Jerry put up, someone else made for him. So what does that tell you?
That's true, actually. That's sad and very true. Thank you for contributing to that, Jay. Thank you.
I only do it because I love you.
Jay's a dickhole. He's actually going to be up here, just so you guys know. Jay, you're going to be up here, what, 9 days? 8, 9 days?
Yeah, I'm going to be up there on Friday the 21st.
Yeah.
You and I are going to be doing, and I made sure to get there early enough in the day so we can figure out something to do Friday.
Yeah, we're in trouble every day. We'll do something every day. I don't care what.
We're talking about the idea of doing a fan meetup on the 22nd, which is Saturday. Which I know Jerry is always down to meet fans. And then Monday the 24th, we're going to be doing their Dirtfish Rally School.
The dirt fishes, yeah.
Yeah, dirty fish. And then I'm going to be coming home on the 25th, on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I gotta work my ass off next week to get videos in the queue, because I can't go more than 3 days without an upload. I can't do it.
You're just going to be like shooting vlogs here and like editing them on the computer that I'm not going to have anymore because I'm selling it. Make sure you bring your laptop. I'm selling the computer that you usually use when you come up here.
Yeah, I see that desk is empty. Yeah, no, I've got my new SC17 that I'll use.
I have to sell so I can make rent.
But I also have the Asus laptop, and I have last year's 980M SC17.
Nice.
But, it took me so long to do a review on that, it became obsolete. So I got a new one. Anyway, Tiberius Moon. Tiberius Moon.
That's a sexy name, dude.
What's your name?
Real name.
Moon.
Yeah, what's your name? Moon.
Tiberius Moon.
Yeah. That's.
He says, hi, Jay. Here's 5 E's worth of, I don't know what the E is. I don't know if that's pounds or euros, because they kind of look the same. So anyway, here's 5 E worth of dollar monies to you. Keep up the good work. I love the unboxing videos. Keep it up. I'll also send 5 E's to Barticles for his awesome guide to stop Windows 10 from spying on me and taking some bandwidth. Yeah, so I did a couple unboxings this week, actually, and people are really digging them. A lot of people are not digging them, too, but more of you digging them than not, so therefore I dig it. Dig it?
I'm just working on getting out of my funk right now. I want to get back to unboxings because I got a shitload of stuff to unbox, but I'm, I don't know, kind of going through a little thing here, so I'm kind of having a me week.
Okay.
You better not have been playing music or something over there.
No, I wasn't. I don't know why I just found that funny when you said me week.
A me week.
Nathaniel Bowling says, hey, Jay and Jerry, here's $15. Love the show and keep up the great work. Nerd met for... Oh, wait. We've been this one before. I did this... I've read her name before. Nerd Metal Chick. But because she did it like leet writing with numbers and letters.
Oh.
Yeah.
Butcher horribly last time.
Nerd. Yeah, that's why I was all... Nerd met for L Chick 9. Hi, Jay Jerry. How are you? I have an EK Predator 240 with a quick disconnect and an EK Twin Frozer 6 water block added. I have an i5 6600K at 4.5 gigahertz and a GTX 1060 6GB Gaming X at 1987 megahertz. My temps are in the 50s and 60s. My question is, should I upgrade to a Predator 360?
No.
No, your temps are fine.
Oh, why even me, somebody who knows jack shit about like cooling, like knows that's like not even close to where you should be like worried.
Because you got guys like me over here that aren't helping going, I've got 2 overclocked Titan X Pascals on water that load at 33.
Because you literally have like people that are like, oh man, I think I can get the temperature down lower. And I'm like, shit, you're already running 20 degrees under what it would run if it was on its own cooler it ships with.
You know what? It really becomes just sort of like a fun thing to chase the lowest numbers.
Fair enough.
My graphics cards when I'm playing Warcraft, even with max settings and all of their AA cranked, will still stay in the mid to upper 30s. When I play on load, like my cards under load, overclocked, are usually lower than some cards idle. And it still bugs me.
What thermal compound do you use?
Thermal compound? It's the EK water blocks with their compound, their Ecotherm.
So I was gonna say that's good because you were the one that was telling me like, I mean, water is really efficient at transferring heat, but at the end of the day, if the heat sink can't pull the heat away as fast as it needs to keep the, I mean, it doesn't matter how much liquid you flow through the thing, you're not going to get it very cool.
Yeah.
So they must really have that down, like the heat transfer.
They have a pretty cool design where the fluid will actually enter the top of the micro channels, flow through them, and then back out the micro channels going up and then out of the card. So they don't just flow straight.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
It kind of creates almost like a pressure zone right there where the heatsink is too. But anyway, yeah, you know what though? It's just that fun of chasing those temps because I find myself every now and then I'll play games for a while and I'll look at my graphics card. I'm like, what was the max temp? 42. That's way too hot, and I'll get all mad. So I'm serious.
We still need to do the bidet. Dude, when you come up here, we should shoot that video. I actually have the bidet installed on the toilet. We need to just rig that into like the liquid loop on my old system if I thought it by then.
I'm thinking about bringing my FS5 because of Dirtfish, so we should do like an epic cinematic bidet video.
Just do that. Yeah, I'm down.
Like we'll take my B-roll camp style and we'll do the bidet.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
Okay. John Double says, why do you think that lawyers would go after the driver and not the corporations for bigger payouts? 2, why aren't they testing these cars out in blizzard conditions with whiteout conditions and black ice on the road? I think your expectations are kind of high.
I think the first question, they are going to go after the corporations if they can.
Because go after everyone. What lawyers do, lawyers like to go after everybody in hopes that something sticks.
That's true. They're just going to write a letter of intent to like 20 different places, and the 3 that respond, they're going to be like, whoo,
yeah.
Money. As far
Blizzard
as whiteout conditions and stuff like that, though, I'm pretty sure that's like phase 2 development, but I'm sure they do it. They'd have to.
They would have to have quite an array of cameras, both obviously optical, thermal. They would have to have infrared, like all kinds of stuff. Because I mean, remember, snow is not. It's not a gas; it's solid. So you're trying to ask a camera to see through layers and layers and layers and layers of tiny little solid things. Eventually, it's not going to penetrate.
At minimum, it's going to cover up the damn lines on the road, and then what happens? It just goes, nope, I'm not driving. I mean, that's what you're going to find. Like, the Tesla is the same way. Like, there's certain conditions, like if the lines are really shitty on the road and everything, it'll just be like, screw you, and it won't even turn on. Like, the system will not arm.
Yeah.
Let's just hope it's arm as you're driving into it while you're checking your text messages, because that's when it's dangerous.
Let's see. Daniel Rennie, either Rennie or Renee, says, thanks for the videos as always. Watching this live in Vermont while co-driver is driving my semi. I'll hit up Jerry as well. Man, we got live viewers from a team rig. What?
Here, blow the horn for us. Just,
yeah.
Man, I don't care if you're like...
you know what would be epic? Is if you bust out the Twitter and get your driver to blow that air horn and get a video of it and tag us.
Done.
Then we'll know that you weren't really driving the rig and you're just claiming your co-driver was while you're watching Tech Talk in an 18-wheeler pushing 88,000 pounds down the highway.
And I will retweet that all day long.
In whiteout conditions.
In whiteout conditions.
All right. So Katsumoto says, can you get the EVGA power link and try it with other video cards in a video so we can see? Please keep up the awesome work.
No,
EVGA offered to send me one for the ad that I did for them, like just to have it, but I told them I didn't need it.
They offered to send me 3. They were going to send me 3, Jay. I was like, no.
What I meant to say was they offered to send me a pallet. And so anyway,
out of control.
Wow. So the semi driver, he donated $150. So he's really a semi driver because
those guys can make money. They make bank
if they're good, if they're efficient at their routing and making sure they're either picking up loads along the way or on the way back. Is if they have to move that truck anywhere with nothing in the back, it's lost money. My mom used to be a truck driver.
When I worked at Sears, the Snyder drivers. The Snyder drivers would pull up in the truck, and not only would they get paid for dropping off the trailer, if they decided they wanted to get out and do an hour's work helping us unload the trailer, they got paid like $300.
Yeah,
that was like more than we got paid for doing it for a whole 2 weeks, and they get paid $300 just literally for putting on a safety lift belt and helping us for an hour.
Because that driver is just gonna sit there. I mean, most of the time he'll help unload unless he's dealing with like a pallet truck and you've got forklifts pulling off.
Times, yeah, they'd help.
But the longer that truck is sitting there not moving, it's money not being made. You know?
It was just crazy that they made so much money doing that. Like, just literally, they're just like, I can sit in here and play Tetris or make $300 helping you offload a trailer.
Teabag43 says, Jay, took your... Teabag43, I love it. Teabag43 says, Jay, took your advice 2 streams ago and got the EVGA 1080 for the win. Although I'm a little disappointed in seeing how I only got a 100 megahertz OC on the core and 200 megahertz on memory, might switch to Titan. Yeah, I mean, overclocking is always going to be a lottery thing. So sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. Tom Stom Entertainment says, how do you keep up the momentum of making videos? It takes so long for me to get a video out because my workflow is slow.
Well, I'm suffering what we call burnout right now. Jay will hit that later at some point. But he'll hit
burned out plenty of times.
Yeah, but he does it in the months where it doesn't matter. Like, I do
January.
I do it like in November, December, like where all YouTubers make like all of their money.
No, I face it all the time. I just try and keep myself excited and entertained with things to get away from the burnout factor of it. I don't know. I'm sure you guys have noticed I come and go on social media. There'll be times where like Jay has not tweeted anything today, and that's when I'm just like, I should probably stay off here. Otherwise, I'll say things I'll definitely regret. And you guys have seen the things I say that I don't regret. Imagine if I didn't regret it.
Oh man, yeah.
Or imagine if I did regret it. So
I've some of these things offline. We'll put that.
Jerry's like, I keep the chat logs to hold over his head.
Yeah, he's the only one that can still shock me after all these years.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't have a choice. I have to continue to adapt and have fun with this and find ways to keep going forward. My entire family's like livelihood depends on it. So, and I've got a lot of overhead. I mean, there was a lot of growth this year. I mean,
Yeah.
so I've got to make sure that I stay relevant and happy at the same time. And facing the burnout honestly has nothing to do with workflow. It has nothing to do with, and this is personal opinion, obviously, for me. I'm speaking for me. It
Yeah.
has nothing to do with workflow. It has nothing to do with quality of the video, quality of your camera. It has to do with managing how much you let the people that will say derogatory or what they think is constructional criticism, which is just nothing more than a soundstage for them to sit there and be critical for the sake of being critical on, and not letting that stuff get to you. That's where your happiness and burnout is managed, because you've got, right at our level, you've got thousands and thousands of people every day complimenting you, thousands. But it sucks when that becomes white noise, right? So you got a guy over here saying, I love your channel. You got a guy over here saying, I love your channel. I love your channel. I love your channel. And when they're all saying it, it just sounds like, right? But then in all of that, you hear, fuck you. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Whoa. Wait a minute. What's your problem? And that's wrong. That's wrong to think that way. And we all do it. Every single one of us. Every single YouTuber on YouTube does that, where they get to a point to where they're like, okay, I love your channel, love your channel, love your channel, love your channel. Jay, you're wrong. I hate you. What? Well, and then you engage that guy, which isn't fair, because that guy is not lifting you up in any way.
No, I did the same thing today. No, I actually agree with you entirely on everything you just said.
So what I've been really focusing on, and I hope you guys have noticed, because I mean, it's been a while since I've had a Reddit thread posted about me. It's been a while since it's been like, Jay, you're a conceited asshole. I've really made it a point to try and be a lot better with engaging the people that bring my channel to where it is, and not those who try and bring it back down to where they think it should be. And that's made me happier in the long run. It makes me more excited to make videos. And I think you guys have noticed that over the last several weeks. There's been a change that's kind of happened in my video creation. The quality's up because my excitement about making the video is up, and it's all in tandem. That's how you fight the burnout, honestly.
Yeah, no, but I literally cannot make videos without passion behind them. I can't. I've tried so many times. I can't. Like, I have to actually be legitimately excited to shoot a video. Otherwise, it just doesn't happen. So
I'm measuring my forehead right now for the guy that said my forehead is huge. Let's see, how many rolls is that?
No, don't. Did you already take the measurement? Don't give us the number. Did you already take it?
Well, no, I squished it just to see how many like forehead wrinkle rolls I got. I get 5 wrinkle lines when I do that, right?
If you ever measure it, I'm gonna say to the hairline. Hold on, I want to eyeball. I'm gonna say 3.5 inches.
You're probably close. But the bottom line is, I have a big forehead because I have a big brain. So
guys,
my head's a little big.
when Jay comes up here, we're gonna measure his forehead live.
yes, we have to do that.
At Dirtfish in a rally car.
While rallying.
It'll be a first, dude. It'll be a first. Oh my god.
Someone summarized to fight burnout, you do you. Yeah, pretty much.
I do myself every day, sometimes 3 times a day, and it still doesn't seem to help with the burnout.
So because I did 2 unboxing videos this week, which is different, I don't do many unboxings, right? There's been a few people that are like, why the fuck are you doing unboxings? These are so horribly boring, right? One guy I just replied with the link to the Twitter poll that showed that 80-20 prefer the unboxings.
Dude, people love unboxings. I get the most requested thing I get, literally an email, even above Codegasm, if you can believe it, is the Nerd Block unboxings.
Your forehead is about 3.5 head? Okay. One Cavipur says,
hey, can you still hear me while you're talking? Or is it just cut on the stream?
No, it does cut your audio too. Like,
it does?
It compresses the shit out of it.
Gotcha. Because yeah, sometimes I talk and it's like it's weird. It's like you can't hear me because of the delay, and then I just stop. We got to figure that out. We'll figure that out.
Well, you're also dealing with a capture card, so I'm hearing you probably a good second after you talking.
No, the audio is not through a capture card. This capture card is actually doing this real time from the camera and mixing it with the audio going directly into the sound card.
How are you keeping the audio and video in sync then?
It's literally that fast. The raw HDMI that comes out of this particular camera is flawless. There is no lag on it at all.
But which capture card are you using? The capture card introduces lag.
I agree. But the AverMedia Live Gamer HD does not seem to have any lag at 1080/30 on this particular camera. Now, if I plug in my FDR AX33, it's like half a second of lag. For some reason, what are you doing?
I'm laughing at some of the jokes people are still saying about the forehead. Like Deer Spider says, Jay's forehead only holds 1.44 megabytes.
Oh my god! Oh, that was a good one. 3.5. Oh, that's
yeah. I'm not playing music or anything over you yet. Don't worry.
There we go. Now I'm on the other microphone. Whoa, this cuts out the background noise a lot more, doesn't it?
It sounds the same to me. What I love is how you were actually saying something in between the plug being unhooked and.
You always got to point out the shit.
I saw your mouth moving.
I'm going back to the expensive microphone. But guys, this is the AT2050 from Audio Technica they sent me. This thing's actually pretty baller.
He says he's going back to the expensive microphone as if the 2050 doesn't still cost a decent amount of money.
Actually, how much does this thing cost? I think it's like $200 and some dollars.
Somewhere. The 2035 was like $150.
Yeah.
So.
I actually really like the shock mount on it, though. It's like it's not crazy loose like most of them are.
It's the same one on this one, yeah.
Good, yeah. I like it.
It works pretty good, too. Like, I can handle the thing, and it doesn't pick up too much noise.
I've always been happy with Audio Technica stuff. It's good. Rode though, is like next level. This NG1 is awesome.
Apparently, it's truly pronounced red, but...
No, I've heard that, too, depending on where you are. Yeah, it's...
Here's the thing. Rode USA, if you go to their own website and look at their own videos, they call it Rode.
They call it Rode, yeah.
Just saying. It's like the Nissan versus Nissan thing.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Jay. One Cabby Purr says, thanks, Jay, for your videos. Also, if you could in the future do a review on the GA's Z170X Designator Mob, means Mobo, new item. We'll see. Motherboard reviews are the one thing I hate to do. It's like, it's a motherboard. It's got these features, and I'm not going to build a whole computer just to turn it on and look at the BIOS. That's kind of, it's not, that's just not fun. And because it's not fun, I don't like doing it.
That's a cop-out. You should just do it. Just do it. Do it for
right. Well, we saw how your Titan video went. Let's see how your motherboard video goes. You do one first.
Can I start the shower?
Absolutely. It's not even your house.
It's not even my house, dude. That was the best part about it. And the sad thing was, I didn't actually get to use the shower, and it was like the most amazing shower I've ever been inside of. So I was actually a little sad about it.
Brian Paulson, who happens to be Robert Paulson, his name was Robert Paulson, his brother, I think. I just made that up. Hey, Jay and Jerry, building my first computer soon. X99 Mobo, 16 GM of RAM. He means gigabyte, I assume. GTX 1070 and SSD and 4 hard drives. Gaming, workstation use of AutoCAD, and photo editing. Can you recommend a case? I didn't need all that to know which case you wanted. Full tower, mid tower for this setup with potential expansion moving to water cooling.
Just get case labs. Just everything case labs.
TH10. No, any
I saw one in person. Oh my god.
Yeah, and if you put the pedestals on it, they like are as tall as a person.
It's so crazy.
Any full tower case, honestly, any full tower. Commander Lake, to fix Skype sound, open Windows sound settings, and on communication tab, select do nothing. No, you're confused. Sometimes when you start a Skype call with someone, it will mute or reduce the volume of all of the other things on your system, like game volume, music volume, and stuff, so you can hear the person you're talking with. That does no effect on what's happening here when Jerry talks and I talk. Skype, for whatever reason, can't seem to send audio both ways at the same time very well, and what ends up happening is whoever's hosting the call ends up getting the priority of the audio. So it's not like I'm purposely talking over Jerry, but there is a slight delay being on Skype, and then it cuts out. Like, Jerry, start talking.
Hello, what's up?
See if no, you got a longer sentence.
Oh, hello, what's up? This is a longer sentence.
See if I talk right now. See right there, it didn't do it, but sometimes it does.
Check.
Blah, 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 blah. See there, it cut you out right there completely.
But I can hear you just fine, so it's like that's what makes it really weird, is I don't hear it cut out, so I just keep talking.
Yeah. But I'm okay with it.
Sorry, just roll with it, guys. We're not cutting each other off.
Blah, 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 blah. See, I can completely mute you. It is like guys hanging out in the locker room, though. We all talk over each other. That's how you do it. Oh, man.
Crap, I just opened up my email. I've got 20 donations in here. Oh, my God.
Okay, Kyle Buchanan says, hey, Jay, what happened to the car channel? It died. No, I haven't done anything with the cars in a while. J Class says, fuck you, Jay. LOL, I have $5.
Fair enough.
And then one red One Red Star Production says, I'm going to miss Jerry's Truffle Shuffles, but keep up the awesome work. Just built my own PC. Thank you both for showing me the dark side. That's the last one I've got for a while, so.
And you know what? If we get up to 3,000 live viewers, I will do a Truffle Shuffle. I will do it.
I don't think it'll happen.
I don't think it'll happen either, but that's why I threw it out there.
It's rare that we ever are like, if we hit this number, we'll do this. It like never happens.
Let's see here. Ricky Merton just donated $6.11. That's awesome. No message.
It's gotta mean something.
Let's see. Oh, I think I skipped one. I don't want to get in trouble for that. Let's see. Here we got. This was that Star Orion Film said, "Hey Jerry, Will here. Love all the work. Thought you needed money more than Jay. He is rolling in that Nvidia money. Congrats on the weight loss. Keep it up. Live long and prosper."
I've never gotten $1 from Nvidia.
No, don't you listen to him. Don't you listen to him. Actually, wait.
I've got lots of graphics cards, but I've never gotten a single $1 from them.
Sold the graphics card.
Got lots of dollars. No, I'm just kidding. That's what everyone thinks. Nvidia. I don't even know if Nvidia does monetized sponsorships.
Dude, we're all millionaires. Let's just get it out there. We need to stop lying and perpetuating lie. We're all millionaires. There's actually a green screen behind me in my mansion, and there's a water feature behind it. Let's hear. Stan Hagen said, "Hi, quick question. What should I get? A 1080p 144 hertz screen or a 1440p 4K 60 hertz screen? Both alternatives to a 27-inch. Love the show and good luck with the weight loss. You're an inspiration." Now, here's my personal opinion. If you're gaming, the 144 hertz stuff is absolutely amazing. It's abso-freaking-lutely amazing, but for productivity, pixels count. Like, if you're using it more for productivity, video editing, and stuff like that, I would say get the 1440p or the 4K. But honestly, if you do anything with gaming and gaming is your passion on PC, always go the high refresh route. Like, always.
I agree.
Let's see. Michael Roberts, I think it's Michael. I think we established this last week. Michael Roberts said, comment didn't go through first time, but you and Jay... are you and Jay taxed on YouTube income? Holy crap!
Of course. We're taxed at a higher rate than a lot of people.
I pay a self-employment tax. We pay tax on every donation. We pay tax on all the money that comes in from any ad revenue. We pay all the taxes from any affiliate deals. Yes, there is
we pay taxes on your donations.
Yeah, there is literally nothing that we don't get taxed on. It's pretty crazy. And the thing is the federal income tax system has a lot of loopholes and things for other types of entrepreneurs and other types of business owners. But unfortunately, YouTube doesn't fall into like any of those categories.
Yeah.
So we get precisely dick in that department. Pup Shepherd here. I'm in the process of deciding between a Canon C100 Cinerama versus a Canon C100 Mark II. If I go with version 1, I will have more money for monitors, jobs, cranes, etc. If I go with version 2, I will have the camera upgrades, but less money for the lens as an extra. What are your thoughts and opinions?
I had this dilemma myself, and you can see I didn't get a Mark. Okay, C100 Mark I should never be compared to the Mark II should never be considered. Is
the Cinerama the Mark I? Because you said Canon C100 Cinerama versus the Mark II.
I don't know if there's a difference there, but I'm comparing the Mark II to the FS5.
Okay.
The FS5 has a far superior sensor than what the Canon C100 Mark II has. It has far more features like variable ND built in. It's got internal 4K recording. Although 8-bit, it still does internal 4K if you want to get the raw resolution of that. It does 10-bit 4x2x2 1080p. And it also has Super 35 size sensor on there. Amazing low light. It's just everything about the FS5 is better than the C100 Mark II, and it's going to be approximately $650 to $700 ish more than the Mark II. I would, if it were me all over again, I would buy another FS5 over another Canon product.
The video's gorgeous on the FS5. I'll give you that.
And I'm not using it to a fraction of its potential.
No, and even with the YouTube compression and everything, like I can see a clear difference not only in like just the color saturation across everything, even if it's color corrected, it's like just the gamut that you see on it is impressive. In the low light performance, there's like no noise on that thing. Like
there's no noise on that, and then most of the time I'm shooting at 2000 ISO.
Which is crazy because I shoot at like 200 ISO on my FDR AX33, and there's always noise even in a well-lit room. It drives me nuts.
That's the difference between a film camera, a still camera that does video, and something built from the ground up for video.
Well, this is built for the ground up video. This is the FDR AX33 Sony Handycam.
Oh, but the sensor on that thing is super tiny. That's why it's noisy.
It is. It's not that great. Let's see. Douglas, Ravanelli Andrini said, cheers from Brazil. So we got our Brazilians in here, getting our Brazilians today. Travis Mason said, "Love the content, Jerry. Hope your health stays strong and your love of tech never wavers." The truth is, my love of tech never has wavered. It's just getting burned out from just the drama surrounding everything. Jonathan Lockwood said, "Love watching your videos. You've helped me get through a few things going on in my life, and your videos have been a huge help. Take it easy, man. You got this. Thank you so much." And this is just a demonstration. Like, this whole week has just been a demonstration of how, no matter how much you know what is going wrong in your life and like how to correct it, there's just some times where you just can't do anything. You just feel kind of paralyzed against it. You just have to kind of ride it out. And this is just one of those cases. Nobody's invincible to it. Michael Chalker said, "Michael, here is $5. Just don't spend it all in one spot, young man. You're awesome. And I'll give Jay some love too." I'm gonna give Jay lots of love when
he only gave you $3.33 at our tax rate.
That's true. Actually, we should write a Grease Monkey plugin for Chrome that like adjusts all the dollar amounts to account for income tax.
Yeah.
Robert, wouldn't it be funny to have an actual counter? So it's the end of the year, you actually have a thing that's like, this is how much the IRS made from me being a YouTube producer. Robert Dare said, "Hey, Jay and Jerry, I always watch Fridays and love the show. So 2 years ago, I was dumb and bought an i5 3750K. Well, you could have bought an AMD, so you did all right, on 1155 socket. The best i7 to upgrade is $400. With that budget, could I get into a better CPU and motherboard socket? Also, I'm a 750 Ti sucker. Know so much more now. Thank you both, and LTT." So I don't know. With $400, he's probably not going to get a good motherboard CPU combo versus the upgrade from the i5 that he has right now on the 1155 socket.
I always ask them if they live near a micro center because you can get some stupid deals there. If you don't, then Newegg or something, if you're in the US, can be your best bet. I'm just looking at what some of the bundle deals are right now with Intel here. And if we go to the $400, so I mean, he could get it. What do you say he has now? 3570 or 3770?
It was a 7. Hold on, let me go back and look. It was 7 something.
He also has numbers and things.
Yeah, 750.
No, the motherboard and CPU. I thought you said he had...
Sorry, 3750K on an 1155 socket.
3750K. Okay. He has to mean 3570K.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah, so that's a 4-core, 4-thread. I mean, he could get a 6600K in a motherboard now for that.
For $400?
Yeah, no problem. I mean, he can get a Z170. He can get from Micro Center, right? He could get an i5 6600K and a Z170 Sabertooth Tough Series LGA's 1151 for $349 bundled.
Wow. Yeah, no, do the upgrade. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thomas Wilson said, "How do you get over the depression that comes with YouTube? I've been doing it for 7 years and still get down when my views and likes don't get as high as I want."
Well, hold on. Sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. Before I close the site, he could actually get a 6700K bundled with an Asus Z170 AR for $394.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
A 6700. Wow.
Yeah, because Micro Center has a 6700K for $299.99, which is already way, but like it's below cost. And they've always sold CPUs below cost.
That's weird.
And then bundled with that motherboard, right? That motherboard, they're giving it to you for just under $100 because what they're doing is they knock like $30 off the price of the motherboard if you buy them together. And the CPU is already below cost.
Money, jeez.
You know what? Because I'm one of those guys that goes in there just to buy the CPU. I'm like, I'm going to buy this thing and it's below cost. But then I end up leaving with like a whole system or a bunch of stuff.
The Costco approach. I like it. No, definitely. If you're next to Micro, can you order stuff from Micro Center online, or are they just a walk-in?
No CPUs. CPUs are one per family, not one per customer. One per family. Anyone you walk in with, if you walk in to get, like if Coconut Monkey and I both went in, and we each want to get 6700K, they'll be like, no, we can only give you one.
Dude, you need to have meet up at Micro Center with your YouTube fans and be like, go in and get the CPU.
Only one.
Go, just one. Back out here. Or run off.
The Micro Center wasn't always that way. But what was happening is local businesses near Micro Centers would buy the CPUs and then you put them in builds or resell them because they're sold below cost.
Yeah, we used to do the same thing on motherboard computers. There was I can't remember the name of it, but there was a company in Tacoma, Washington that did bulk sales of computer components. And so we'd always go over there and like load up the entire truck. And it was like we'd basically buy all their stuff below cost and go sell it. And then they caught on to it eventually. And they were like, yeah, no, you can't do that. Because they thought that we were buying it for actual like builds
Yeah.
for a project we were working on. We were actually just selling it to the general public. It's like, let's see, Thomas Wilson. Anyways, he said, "How do you get over the depression that comes with YouTube when your views and likes don't get as high as you want?" Right now, I'm actually suffering from that. Like right now, but it's because I'm getting like maybe half or a quarter of the views that I used to get on my channel. But a lot of that just has to do with my motivation and the amount of energy that I'm putting into it. But the truth is, you don't really. No, I don't think anybody's immune to it. I think there's times where you put a bunch of effort into something, and of course, if it doesn't reach the level that you want it to, it affects you. You know, there is no really getting over it. All you can do is just keep trying.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Maybe I'm a rare specimen. I've just always taken that dissatisfaction and channeled that back into it.
Yeah, that's actually a really good way to handle it if you have a personality that allows you to do that. Like take your disappointment and rage over something and be like, okay, I'm going to just try that much harder. But the truth is, it happens to everybody. Every single YouTuber that I know and that I've talked to have all gone through the highs and lows. It's
my numbers are shit right now. I'm not happy.
Shut up.
It's artificial because I know a lot of them are just because of that giveaway. But the views though, are good right now on my end. I'm happy about that. But that's separate from subscribers. Views and subscribers don't usually go hand in hand. Usually high view numbers will lead to a bump in subscribers for the day, but the bump in subscribers never lead to a higher view number.
True. No, I tend to agree with you. At the end of the day, the views are the most interesting metric as far as the engagement on your stuff. The subscribers are just kind of a fun number to have. I mean, that's like that's your audience that's like sticking around and paying.
It's just a channel like button. It doesn't mean they're coming back.
It is. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But to answer your question, Thomas, there is no getting over it. It's perfectly normal. Everybody has the same type of thing. But at the end of the day, if it's making you miserable, like just don't do it. Like that's the thing is when YouTube gets to a point where it's actually just frustrating you and making you depressed because it's not where you want it to be. And I know a lot of people that have this problem. I've actually I have some close friends that have even had this problem. And all I can suggest is if you really need the channel to grow at a constant rate and you really need to see some kind of return for it to be worth your while, then it's probably not a good thing to chase after. Because this is it's a super unpredictable business. I mean, I can make a video one day that'll get 500,000 views in a week, and then I make a video that I put way more effort into that might get 35,000 or 40,000 views. But relatively speaking, a lot of people will be like, oh my God, that's a lot of views. But realize, relatively speaking, that is a huge gap between one video to another.
To be real, okay, so that metric is kind of like if you're not pulling in at least 10% of your audience, there's a disengagement.
No, that's true. That's true.
And 10% is low. A lot of the good YouTubers will pull in 15, 20, 25% of their audience, and that's a high number.
Yeah.
People think, I feel bad because some of the new YouTubers are like, I don't get it. I've got 100 subs, well, I'm not getting 100 views. It's like, because
and you and I we've even gone back and forth before where we've looked at stats where it's like, viewership, one of us is higher than the other for a period of time and it trades and swaps and it goes all over the place. And sometimes we're even thinking like, is there a problem with the system? Actually, there has been a problem with the system before. But you jump to that conclusion because you're like, why is it like this? Hell, we even had to figure out that the one drop was because it was school. Like it was just everybody was engaged with school. So YouTube viewership overall was down.
Well, I've known that because this is my in my fifth year of YouTube now. I know like September sucks. But then I know going into October, end of September or into October, it goes way up because people are back in their routines. They're getting back on their computers watching YouTube. Mom's not yelling at them, do your homework, get off the computer. The parents get a little more laid back too. I mean, I'm guilty of it with my own child. And so then people start viewing again. But then that leads right into the holiday rush, which peaks high. And then just January, it's like, literally, it's like pancaked. It's just flat.
It's super hard to do, but my recommendation to anybody that's just starting out with YouTube is don't camp on your metrics. I still am guilty of doing that every once in a while.
As I'm looking at my social blade.
Well, okay, you can camp on your metrics when they're awesome, but when they're not awesome, don't camp on them.
Worst thing you can do if you're having a bad time is looking at other people's numbers.
No, it's true. Don't ever compare yourself to somebody else. I'm guilty of doing that myself, and all it does is get me down. What you need to do is just focus on making your content and finding your audience, and don't try to weight yourself against other people. Because as soon as you do that, you're like, oh my God, that person's better than I am in this space, or why is that person getting more views than me? And at the end of the day, those questions will just drive you insane. You need to find an audience that just likes to watch your content. The best way to do that is just to make content and keep making content.
The thing I'm camping on right now on my numbers is just I'm like over that hump now of that 1 million subscriber number, right? It's like, okay, we're 3/4 of the way there.
Have you passed me?
No, nuh-uh.
Not a like
I'm
super
still like
close.
12,000 behind you or something like that. Okay, so we got a couple more questions here on my end. I'll grab them. We'll go back to yours. I want to, Hobbs. We're gonna cut off the donations at 6:10 p.m. On the dock here. So if you guys donate after that cutoff, we will read them the following week, as long as we aren't like off live. Because the moment we start the stream, like Jerry and I both get up from our desk and we leave the computer. It's like leaving the office. Commander Lake says, "Did you try that setting anyway?" That setting is on already. I always have that setting on for Skype. Nathan Coda says, "Hey Jay and Jerry, big fan of your tech content, but I have a car question." Car talk time.
Love car talk.
I recently bought a 2014 Fiesta ST. First steps for a little extra horsepower. Bigger turbo.
Yeah, bigger turbo.
Well, that's not
handle it.
really
No, the EcoBoost in that thing can handle a lot more power. It's a good motor.
what I'm saying though is that's not exactly like a first step. I mean, basic stuff, right? Open up the intake a little bit more.
2014 Focus
Yeah.
ST.
Yeah. So even cars with turbos and modern cars, they have a lot of baffles and chambers in the intakes to try and stop intake noise and drone from the intake. So what a lot of aftermarket intakes do will just help free up some of that airflow, which can net you on a boosted car a couple horsepower. Of course, open up the exhaust a bit, but seriously for you, I think a tune, just getting it tuned, because the factory cars, they're computer controlled turbo wastegates on those things and boost controllers. And so that's why in different gears at different speeds, you get different boost numbers. It's not always like an old mechanical boost or mechanical car when you push your foot on the gas and it's always going to go to 15 PSI or whatever, because it's mechanically. So the computer is saying, oh, in first gear, don't do as much boost to try and limit wheel spin. In second gear, go max boost. Third gear, fourth gear, it adjusts the timing and all that. So what a tune usually does is it takes that very conservative boost number that the computer has from the factory and pushes it farther. They're going to advance the timing as far as they can. They're going to advance the fuel curve as far as they can to try and keep a lean but safe mixture to get you more power, and it's probably going to add like at least 5 more PSI. So you could literally download like 20, 30 horsepower at the wheels, no problem on a car like the Fiesta.
The nice thing about the 2014 too, which I believe falls into the OBD3 spec, is it's self-tuning. So if you put an intake and you put a bigger downpipe on that car to open up, make it more free flowing, your turbo is going to spool faster. And even without any more PSI, you're probably going to make another 15 to 20 horsepower.
Yeah.
But then once you have those two components in, like Jay was saying, the next thing is get it tuned, have a couple PSI added, and have the air fuel ratio leaned out. And you're going to make like way more power. Like I could see you going, it looks like it's 252 stock with a 9.3 compression ratio, which actually isn't too high. You should be able to easily squeeze 300 out of that thing with just a couple of little mods.
9.3 is kind of high though. A lot of boosted cars are down around 8.
They used to be 8, but with the premium fuel and everything, like I've seen them as high as a 10-to-1 compression ratio on a boosted engine before now. But yeah, that used to be taboo back in the day. I know my Corolla, I blew to it was 11 to 1 compression ratio, and I didn't even make it 1,000 miles at 8 psi.
So I've taken a couple people for a ride now in the soccer mom van. Because remember, it's got 300 horsepower.
300 horsepower van. I know. I was beside myself. I'm like,
it is the sport edition. I'm just saying. Anyway, I've taken a couple people for a ride in it, and every single reaction to them is the same. They're like, "Holy shit, man! What the hell?" Like traction control kicks on if I just mash the gas because it wants to do a burnout.
Dude, there's a reason why minivans are always doing 120 miles an hour on the freeway. I swear to God, they're shaped like a dart and have shitloads of power.
Because the moms are like, gotta get the kid from school. Kid's gonna be late. Can't be late picking up the kid. And so they're just like, vroom. But anyway, I want to race Coconut Monkey's his GTI, but of course, like he feels the confidence that I have in that van. He's like, I don't wanna.
Dude, if he lost the minivan, it would just destroy that car in his mind.
4,700-pound minivan.
Yeah.
But anyway, I love that van. You know what? I was just like, it's a minivan. Fuck it. But
be honest though, did you go check to see if there's actually a chip available for it to tune it up?
No, actually, but I did go to a website called Van Culture where they do all kinds of mods to these things. There's mods available for it. And right now I've got my Durango in my exhaust shop. The guys who do all the exhaust on my car on Nizzy fixing up some leaks on the Durango. And when I go to pick up the Durango, I am going to be talking to them about the Sienna.
Dude, say I will vouch to you if I see a Two Idiots episode on you guys squeezing another 50 horsepower out of a minivan. I will lose it.
The wife is already like, don't mod the minivan. I'm like, but you know I can't help it. It has to be modded.
No, won't hurt her. Don't worry.
I'm like, they make coilovers.
Tell her just the day that you're gonna do it. Let me know, and I'll just keep her tied up with a bunch of stuff on Facebook. Okay? Don't worry, I got you.
Oh, I know. But yeah, anyway, it's got, I don't know what the torque number is on it, but the van, it's got a huge amount of get up and go. You know why? It's an 8-speed automatic. So it's just always in its power band. Yeah, it's an 8-speed.
It's not a variable. It's like true.
No, it's not a CVT. It is an 8-gear manual automatic transmission.
So it basically is just stuck in the power curve through every gear.
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons why I traded in the Ultima. Was the Ultima has 97,000 on it, and the CVT was starting to whine on it again, and I already had it serviced. And I had a 2007 Ultima with the CVT failed, and I'm like, you know what? That's enough, Nissan. No more CVTs for me.
Yeah,
Done.
I've heard that the CVT stuff isn't very reliable over time.
Yeah, well, they did it on the earlier Muranos, which are a heavier car, which are a crossover type car. Anyway. Enough about that. We should do a whole stream about this. But yes, I do want to spice up the Sienna a bit. It's got 19-inch wheels on it now, right? Forged wheels.
Which probably still look tiny because it's such a ginormous freaking minivan.
No, not really. You can actually see the height. They're a little bit narrower than I would like. But I'm already looking at like
ZR rated tires on it and stuff, like 10-inch wide in the back, 9 in the front.
Dude, they got Michelin Pilot Sports on it.
Oh my God.
Michelin Pilot Sport, not Super Sport, but Sport on a minivan.
Hey, promise me this though. Will you at least do one canyon run in the van? Like,
so Nick and I have already said, I could see it now. Two idiots do a Big Bear run in the minivan because the brochure said it had horsepower.
And if a car pulls you over, like, you can talk yourself out of that ticket all day long.
I know. We need to have a. You know what you could do on the minivan with our laptops? We could have in our hotspot. I'm telling you right now, minivan canyon carve LAN party.
We're actually sitting in the back playing a game connected to another minivan. That would be awesome, actually.
Anyway, all right. Spencer says, "Hey guys from Australia, any recommendations on server OS?" Also, Jay, you said ages ago you were looking for a wireless mouse. Why don't you look at the Logitech G900? I got a 603 or something like that. I don't remember. It's just for the home theater PC. I didn't need anything higher. Jerry, what do you recommend for server OS?
Server OS depends on what you want to do, but honestly, Linux is kind of dominating in the server space right now, and Microsoft's going heavily cross-platform and still charging shitloads for a license, so I would say go with Linux. For a server application, probably like Debian for a distro.
So Hobbs is saying after I mod the minivan, let Matt take it for a one take.
That would be cool.
Adam Evans says, "Hey guys, love the content. I'm finishing off my 2016 build and I want lights. So, do I do a LED strip, LED fans? I'm thinking of Corsair SP fans with HD series Bitphoenix strip or two. I'm worried about LED fans because my 360 rad and 120 rad might get in the way. I prefer pull. Okay, I'm gonna stop from there. Get the NZXT Hue. I love the Hue for multiple reasons.
Yeah,
they are RGB. You can control. You have to use their software, which kind of stinks, but you have so much control over the hue, and you're not stuck with any one color if you decide you want to change your theme later. Let's see here. Nib says, TGIF from Down Under. Hey, it's Friday over there. Awesome stream as usual, Jay and Jerry. First time live stream. Usually watch the replays. Looking to do a custom hardline loop in a few months. Would you suggest a single CPU, GPU loop or 2 individual loops for best cooling? I only did 2 loops, honestly, in Skunkworks because the case is so big. Otherwise, simply... a single loop is better in smaller case if you don't have room for 2 giant reservoirs and it still looks empty. Jordan Coward says, interesting to see YouTube drop the res of the stream way down when not on YouTube tab. Love the show. Watch it while surfing the web and notice the drop in res. Go back to the tab. That's smart, actually. It means YouTube isn't wasting bandwidth when you're not actually focused on that tab. So if that window or that tab doesn't have the focus, then it drops the bit rate of the video, but allows you to, I think still has decent audio, if I'm not mistaken. But it's kind of smart. I mean, imagine if everyone put on a live stream and then just minimized it. There's a lot of wasted bandwidth that doesn't need to be wasted.
That's true.
And my last one here, Kushal Shah. Hey, your content sucks, and you need to stop making videos. Just kidding, I love you and want to have, I want to have your babies. No, he says, just kidding, love you guys, and have been watching you guys since under 10K. You have chipped away at my will. Oh, you have chipped away at my will to not spend unnecessary money on water cooling over the years, but I don't know if I can hold off much longer. P.S. I donated the same to Jerry.
Air cooling master race.
Just do it. Don't listen to Jerry. Just do it.
I still want to
Just
see
Nike it.
somebody do a proper liquid cooled system with garden hose and aquarium pumps.
I'm going to.
You doing it's just going to be a joke. I want to see somebody like making their daily driver.
That's the way I started, bitch.
I want to see
That's a joke.
I just want. Tell me this though. Promise me that you're actually going to use the green garden hose, like the legitimate, like looks like
no.
Like
I wasn't planning on using the green one. I was planning on going into the plumbing section of Lowe's or Home Depot and using the clear one that's got the crosshatch lines on them.
Oh, like they use like in the refrigerators and freezers.
Yeah.
Like okay, talking about. God, it'd be so funny to use actual green garden hose.
Garden hose is too stiff at first.
Ladies.
I was giving you that one.
Well, I'm dying to see that. That's a video. Like, there's very few videos that Jay makes that I watch just because I like to smite him. That's one I would watch like end to end, probably multiple times. Is going to be the ghetto liquid cooling setup. And dude, you're going to keep track of like how expensive everything was and where you got it too, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Because I want to see like how to liquid cool your entire computer for like $125 or something. It's gonna be awesome.
32. What are you talking about?
$32. Yeah, let's see you get a pump for that. Drew Sims said, "Hey Jerry, this is Drew, one of the 3 you met at PAX West meetup. It was an honor meeting you and I absolutely love your videos. I know Jay's gonna hate me for saying this, but have you guys tried using Discord for chatting and using Skype for the video? And just mute yourselves on Skype. Thanks again for being awesome." Technically, we never did try a hybrid solution, but that seems like we'd be adding more components.
There's gonna be a sync issue.
Yeah, no, that's actually true. There would be a sync issue. God, man, I'm getting dumber by the minute. Daniel Rainey said, thanks to you as well.
Notice I didn't argue. Love you, Jerry.
Yeah, you're awesome. Because of one of your videos, I just bought the parts to start building an FPV quadcopter. So thanks again. The FPV stuff is definitely high on my radar now. I've actually was just going through and looking at a bunch of drone stuff the other day. That's why I was posting links up on Twitter. The FPV stuff interests me like no ends, and I'm getting really, really itchy and want to pull the trigger. And I'm talking to a couple different people on how to do it and what kind of build I want, because I want to start with something cheap. I don't want to start with something crazy expensive and crazy powerful, but I do want to build something that I can literally feel confident and just like racing around my house and like slamming it into the fence on the side of the house, and it costs like a couple bucks to fix. Joshua Langlin said, okay, fine. Jerry gets an extra 50 cents. Just to be fair, for all the shit talking. Hope you guys keep it up. I try to watch every week. Wish I could donate more. Everyone's a dickhole. Hashtag everyone's a dickhole.
Everybody is.
No, let's be honest. Jay's a dickhole, okay?
Mm-hmm.
No, not everybody. Just Jay.
I own the dickhole.
Draghi Ristevsky, we know him. He's here every week. Says, call me Dan. All right. Sup, Dan. Dan said, hi, guys. My 1060 Strix sometimes won't turn on the fan until it crashes. Will this hurt the card? It could screw with the thermal compound and break it down.
What was his question about?
He's saying that his 1060 Strix fan won't turn on sometimes, and it'll go all that way until the card crashes.
He needs to RMA it.
Yeah, RMA.
1060 Strix is still in warranty.
Yeah, no, definitely RMA it. But as far as it hurting the card, I mean, yeah, if you're running the thing up to its thermal throttling temperature over and over and over and over again, and you're breaking down the thermal compound on the heatsink, yeah, you're going to have a bad day. So get that RMA'd sooner rather than later. Jimmy Penguin said, donating just because you are awesome. Stay epic and cool. Much love from Canada. See, Canadians are always so nice. Also, you're looking great. Keep up the lifestyle changes. I'll be honest, I've gained back 1 pound. That's it. I am 281, and considering how bad last week's been, that's pretty damn good. So, and
What's your problem?
I know, and I'm getting back on. Miss Barnacles is killing it though. She has not cheated one day for she's like 64 days now or something, and she's lost over 30 pounds. And I'm just like, and you know as well as me, like women have a harder time losing weight than men. They just do, physiologically, and she is just killing it. Randall Jolly said, and here's 5 for side B. And a Johnson shout out?
Yeah. Okay, so they're referring to Awesome Hardware and their podcast.
Okay.
Anytime someone like donates or buys merch from them, Kyle says Johnson. Like he gives him a Johnson.
Yeah, we'll give him a Johnson.
He gives it first to it as a Johnson.
Let's give him a Johnson. 3, 2, 1. Johnson. And you did nothing. Okay.
I didn't get the donation. You did.
Well, yeah, but you still could help me out, bro. You left me hanging. The nuts. No, wrong channel. Keep up the good work for weight loss and keep moving forward. $5 for a bigger box for Xander V2.2. You know what cracks me up? Okay, so Jay, you know this. Like whenever you post a picture of your kiddo, it like gets amazing viewership, right? Xander, I don't post a lot of pictures of him, but I post a picture on Instagram of him in a box. Like, because we made these little nerd block boxes for the kittens, and the kittens love being in the box. So Xander's like, I want a box. So I went and whipped him up a box. I took a picture of it. Got like 1,500 likes on Instagram, which for you is nothing. But for me, that's actually a lot of likes on Instagram. But I just, God, anything you put a kid in, I swear, they love the kids. The internet.
Well, you gotta use your kid to further your social media status, huh?
Idea. You have no idea. You wait for it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to start a channel just called Xandergasm, and it's just him opening nerd blocks 24 hours a day. He's like, Dad, I don't want to anymore. Daddy, I want to play with you. No, you open that nerd block. You open it.
You make daddy money.
You make daddy money. Do you want us to live under a bridge?
Do you think this mortgage pays itself?
They put him getting him out of school early and stuff. Reason for getting him out of school early, nerd block unboxing live. David Mirzakhanadov said, this is a question for both of you. Do you know anything about PF-Sense? I tried to set it up myself, but ended up killing my $3,000 machine I built. Help. If you killed your machine with PF-Sense, then something was wrong with the machine. You should not have been able to kill your machine with that software.
It's not hardware.
No. And I have not tried setting up PF-Sense because it's a pretty complicated. It's not an intermediate to beginner software package.
I really want to move my entire optical library of movies onto digital, but I just haven't done any of that yet.
Yeah, I've started. I moved a lot of my stuff over to the Synology array because the Plex server on Synology works amazing. Like, I don't understand that Synology thing is really underpowered compared to my other system I had there, and yet it still streams way better. I can't figure it out. It just, the software must be just that much more optimized for it. Joshua Bradford said, hey, Jerry, here's a donation to fulfill your exorbitant rates. Anyways, question for you. What would be a good, cheap 3D printer to get started in the world of 3D printing at home? I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't go any lower than $700 on a 3D printer because all the kits and stuff that are cheaper than that, people just have constant problems with them. And unless you're good at 3D printing and building 3D printers, you're going to have a bad experience. The one exception is the Prusa i3, like the genuine Prusa, not like was it the Wang Hu or whatever the hell it's called. The Prusa i3 Mark II is one of the best 3D printers I've ever used. Not even just at that price point, just period. Go check it out. And I think it's about $700-800 for the kit. But it's really you look at it and you're like, I don't know, but no, it prints amazing. Also, go check out 3D printing nerd Joel Telling. He did some reviews and some prints on it, and I was genuinely impressed at how good that printer is. Let's see. Hey Jerry, here's a donation to. Oh no, sorry, same one. Tyler Schultz. Schultz. Oh, we're gonna go with Schultz. Hey Jerry, just wanted to say hello and thanks. You inspired me to try and get my weight in control by simply keeping track of what I eat. It works. Plain and simple, it absolutely works. I gained a pound back this week. You know why? Because I wasn't tracking what I was eating. Every single day I tracked what I was eating, I was losing weight consistently up until my plateau. And even when I plateaued, I was still losing weight. It was just much slower, but I was always losing weight. Do you have any specific recommendations for somebody looking to get into 3D printing? Well, you just heard it from the last answer. Let's see. Justin Worry said, I don't know who you are, but Jay says you need money, so here's 10 Canadian pesos. Oh, my God. Ramiro says, Windex Fighter 77, does Jay digress?
I digress all the time.
Dude, he is a master digressor, if you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Jay and
You're in depression, and I'm stuck in digression.
You're stuck in depression and digression. Oh, that'd be a shirt. Jared Zarnicow said, hey, Jerry, what do you think about the Prusa i3 Mark II? Oh, my God.
Really?
Kidding. No, this came in earlier, too, so it's not a coincidence. The Prusa i3 Mark II is my ex printer. My current one crapped out on me. Never getting a DaVinci again. Yeah, DaVinci's garbage, dude. DaVinci is always been garbage. Thank you, Jerry. Love you. No. The Prusa i3 Mark II is an amazing printer, and all you have to do is meet the CEO of the company, and you realize why it's such a good printer. I mean, Joseph Prusa is a solid dude. He's just, you can tell there's a passion there. Plus the upgrade for it. Oh my God, the 4 extruder upgrade for it, where you can print 4 materials from a single nozzle, solves all the problems with multi-filament printing. So definitely worth looking into. Shantano Joshi says, love you guys video and channel. Please never stop at the show. Quick question for Jay. I got a 1080 hybrid kit on my Titan XP with some mods and get 60C load temps. Is that normal?
I'd say it's a little high for water.
Even for a Titan?
My Titan XP on water, granted it's a full cover water block, it's still cooling the core, is about 40C underload.
Oh wow, he posted a link of how he modded this thing to get it on there.
I would think that you're maybe not getting as good of a contact on the block and the heatsink, or the block / pump and the core as you could be.
Yeah, something's not. Dude, the heat isn't transferring as efficiently as it should. So, yeah, some options. Try to get better contact, and then the other thing is try some different thermal compounds. I don't know what thermal compound you're using, but let's see here. Does he say what thermal compound he's using? I don't see it on the page at first glance here. But yeah, have you noticed any like significant difference between thermal compounds?
Not really.
Not really.
No, not really.
So in that case, yeah.
Thermal compound has come a long way too. But what's also come a long way too is the thermal efficiency of the cores. So it's just, I mean, we're talking like maybe 1 or 2 degrees, which is also in the, it's in the spectrum of God dang it, I'm drew a blank right now.
My brains
is hurted. Anyway, it's in no. I give up.
Jay's brain has failed.
Oh, not again. No, Dad, not again.
No, Dad, not again, Dad. He's sorry, stop it. Yeah. So
Daddy,
anyway,
don't get the stick.
try to get better contact. Yeah, 60C seems for liquid seems really high. I mean, because the whole point of getting off the air was to get lower temperatures, and it doesn't seem like you did a whole lot with a crap load of work. So
yeah.
And is that do you consider that a pretty effective cooler for something like that?
Well, it keeps the 1080 down around 40C with a very conservative fan curve. So I see no reason why the Titan couldn't be there.
Okay. So yeah, contact issue.
Because it's still 250 watt TDP, and the previous Titan hybrid kit that EVGA made to go on the Titan Maxwell, Maxwell, was still able to stay under 50.
Oh, see, this guy did it right. The very first sentence is all caps saying, "Don't say my name, please!" exclamation point.
There you
see,
go.
That's how you do it. See, I see it immediately, and I don't
You're like, see John Smith, that's how you do it.
Yeah. He said, I just wanted to donate and say thank you for all your videos and these streams. I'm in my final semester of college for an advanced diploma in computer systems technology, and I've been pulling 8 hours a day for the last 3 weeks working on our final course project. Your videos and these streams have helped me to relieve the stress from all of it. PS, Jay helps too, but I can't donate via YouTube Canadian, and I'm too lazy to find his PayPal.
my PayPal's not really out there, but thank God you didn't say you used us to help you do your schoolwork, because you would guaranteed wouldn't be getting no advanced degree if you're listening to what we're saying. No, we will ruin you. And don't worry about donating to Jay, because when he comes up here, I'm probably going to be buying him Starbucks every day. So just don't worry, I got him, guys. Don't forget Tweeta Coffee, that's still a thing.
Is Tweeta Coffee still a thing? I thought they shut that down.
Did they?
Yeah, I was almost positive they did, because I was getting them all the time, and then they went offline, and I clicked on the thing, and it wasn't there anymore.
Let me see if that's still around. Okay, I say I haven't gotten a coffee in forever.
Dude, if Tweeta Coffee is still around, please use the coffees. I love the Tweeta Coffees. Let's see, and then I have one more.
Oh, it was a beta test.
And they decided not to go through with it?
I just said the beta test is over.
Well, does that mean they're going to go to release, or?
I don't know. I would think they would have said on that page if they were planning on not doing it. Huh. They say the Tweeta Coffee campaign prompted $180,000 worth of purchases. Why wouldn't you do it?
I think for Starbucks, though, $180,000 is like nothing.
That's $180,000 that might have otherwise not been purchased, though, because it was people buying something for someone else that may not have bought it.
And plus, it was one of those things where it's like if you tweeted the coffee and they didn't realize that they received it, or they weren't watching their Twitter,
it's just stuck.
They were basically just getting free money. Let's see. The last one I have is from Bryant Cuthbertson. Good day, guys. Okay, we know where he's from.
Good day, mate.
First comment, long-time lurker, going through a tough time at the moment. Jerry, you've inspired me to do video vlogs and edit more. Jay, can you do a multiplier versus FBS overclocking, or does he mean FSB? What's FBS?
Front side bus. FSB,
okay.
Front side bus.
Front bus S. Front bus side.
Wait,
he said FBS, but I think he meant FSB.
What's the CPU?
He didn't say. He just said, Jay, can you do a multiplier versus FBS overclocking?
Yeah,
video?
it's FSB, and he's referring to AMD because there is no front side bus on Intel anymore.
Gotcha. He said, yeah, and running at 5 gigahertz. I could have told you that was AMD right there because AMD's always got them big gigahertz numbers. Running a 5 gigahertz on an FX 8350.
There you go. Thanks, Jerry.
I like this. Shut up. Keep a fire extinguisher handy with a 980 Ti. Jay, love the Nizzy. I have an R33 GTR. RB26, your beast.
Yeah, obviously he's in Australia.
I know, to have an R33.
Yeah,
dude, that's awesome.
Well, and the good day.
So wow, we got through precisely one topic. we still have. Just to give you guys an idea of what was still on there, we have ongoing PC sales decline. Microsoft does away with pick and choose patching. Samsung has permanently ended the Note 7 phone. The Nintendo NES Classic Edition due to ship, and we covered none of those. The first time.
What I want to point out here real quick though is Game of Sutra did the PC sales article, right? And they're saying that this is PC sales longest decline yet. Right, because they're saying there's been 8 straight quarters of PC sales decline. But here's the funny part. So, 90 days ago, the same polling, whoever actually takes care of those numbers, right? Let me look it up. Damn, why can't I click the thing? Oh, okay, here we go. So they use what Gartner Inc., right, which is market research firm. So they're independent from all this stuff, but they kind of just, that's what they do. Their jobs are, we just go and we research things and stuff. And 90 days ago, they said that the PC sales were at 62.4 million units for the quarter, right? So last quarter.
Mm-hmm.
But they're saying that right now current sales are at 68.9, which is 7.5 million higher than the last quarter. Yet they're calling it a 5.7% decrease. Is math broken?
I think I think they're using Common Core now.
Oh yeah, they're using their Common Core. Anyway, what I also love is the way they make it sound like this huge decline, right? Shipments of PCs are down year over year for the past 8 quarters, or 2 years, right? Two years. What they don't do here though is they don't give you any sort of number or any sort of figure when it comes to the amount of people who are not buying new PCs but are upgrading current PCs. And I think that's a very important figure because I think a lot of people are realizing that now that a lot of these tower companies like Dell and Acer and all that are not using proprietary motherboards and proprietary PSUs like they used to. They're using much more ATX style stuff. People are realizing they can upgrade this without having to go out and buy a whole new box. So I think you might see maybe a slow, steady decline of new purchases of complete systems. But I think somebody should be monitoring things like CPU sales and stuff like that, motherboard sales, to see.
Yeah, it's how many people are building their own stuff now.
Yeah, absolutely.
That makes perfect sense. That needs to be factored in.
You know what that's showing? It's showing channels like mine are proving to people they don't have to go buy a PC, they can just build it. So dude, I am single-handedly bringing down the numbers along with guys like Linus Tech Tips. But it's still, I digress.
Dell and HP are going to kill you in your sleep now because you're bringing down the sale.
They're going to Hillary me.
Yeah, I heard that Puget Systems is already plotting your death.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to read 2 more comments that I actually missed because PayPal did a weird thing and appended it onto another email that I read earlier.
And then it's time to go. I'm hungry.
Then it's time to go. Yeah, I got to go stuff my depressed face. Let's see. Cheryl Sizemore, a.k.a. Dalton X, who told me where the missed comment was. Hey, Jerry, I mentioned a while back that I purchased an 01 Mazda Miata. I've been looking at some new wheels and brakes for the car. I have found a set that requires 16-inch wheels. My car has 15s on it now. Would the 1-inch increase in size cause my speedo and odometer to mess up? Not at all.
Yes.
You just go with a lower profile tire.
Okay, the overall height has to be the same.
Yeah, the overall height is the same. So you can go from a 15 to 16 as long as you get a lower profile tire.
Now, if you make a 1-inch difference in tire height, that's a huge difference on your speedometer. But if you go into something like, just go into Google, type up tire height calculator, put in your current size tires.
Yep.
And then what you need to do is you need to look up comparable sized overall height tires in an inch larger rim, and then you can see what tire size you need to maintain an accurate speedo.
And it's actually less about your accurate speedo, honestly, than screwing with the gear ratio of the car, because your car is geared to be in the power band at certain points. And when you put larger tires on it, you end up screwing all that up. I've noticed, I've actually driven in a car before that had tires on it that were an inch or 2 bigger.
Or two.
Yeah, you're driving down the road doing
Huge.
50 miles an hour, and it feels like you're doing like 70, and you never get into the power band, like for anything. It just
Well, if you went 2 inches, yeah,
2 inches.
that's huge.
I'm saying. All right, so the last ones are, let's see. Kushal Shaw said, "Hey Jerry, your content sucks, and I hope you stop." Joke. I've been with you guys since under 10K. Damn.
It's the same donation. Yeah, he sent it to both of us.
He said he never regrets hitting the sub button.
I do.
He
I
loves
regret hitting it.
He loves all the DIY and setup stuff. And he said he actually copied my LED lighting video and upgraded my room. Here's a link to the tweet.
Keep your extinguisher close. Oh, did we ever get a tweet from the truck driver guy?
Oh, we gotta check on that. Go check on that while I read this last one. I want to see if because I'm gonna read it if you did. Let's see. Michael Wrinkle said, "Hey guys, thanks for the great vids. Finishing my work PlayStation. It's a Xeon 2560 V3, 32 GB DDR4 2800 quad channel. Is there a low cost way to 4K game at 60 hertz? Is fine. I have a 4K TV. Is there a low cost way to game at 4K? Well, I mean, it depends on the game you want to play, right? There's a lot of games like if you want to play like Counter-Strike Source and CS:GO and stuff like that at 4K, you don't need an impressive system to pull that off. But the other option is if you have a badass workstation, which you clearly do, why not run a secondary cable down to your television and use a wireless controller in the other room? And then when you're gaming, you just flip it over and head over there, turn on the TV, and then use it as your gaming system in the other room. I know a lot of people that do that actually with HTPCs.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything from him, unfortunately.
Oh, we didn't get the truck driver?
Probably doesn't have a Twitters.
Mother trucker. Well, if you're
wow. Everyone's sending us screen caps of where the stream paused, and you were making that crazy face, like when I put it offline. So everyone's like flipping out over that.
I like making the crazy face. So I'm sorry, a couple more donations came in. Don't worry, guys. I will respond to them offline after the stream. Sorry, they keep coming in, so we have to put a cutoff on there. And we're already 4 minutes over, and Jay needs to go stuff his face because that's what Jay does.
Because I got chicken and things.
You got chicken. I don't know what I'm eating tonight, but I'm going to eat something good because we got a storm coming. And I spent the whole day cleaning out gutters, standing on a ladder, and I think that deserves a meal. That's good. That's not like eggs on toast.
Yeah, I went through here again just to make sure I didn't miss it, but I don't see any video. I'm sad. I wanted to see a trucker be like, "This for Tech Talk." That would have been cool. That would have been so cool.
I'm actually kind of sad now.
All right, if any of you guys are truck drivers, or you've got air horns maybe in a lifted truck or something, you know what? Screw it. All you guys tag Jerry and I and just start honking your horns and shit. Regular cars, I don't care.
No, we need a hashtag. Hashtag honk for tech.
Okay, hashtag honk for tech, FOR, not number 4, FOR, HONK, FORTECH.
There you go.
That's the hashtag on Twitter. Everyone just literally just start honking your horn and record it and send it to us on Twitter.
Yep, and it's got to be a video of like you. It doesn't matter where you are, but the funnier places would be like in the parking lots and when people like walking in front of your car and stuff. Just send us those videos and we'll retweet them if they're awesome.
Yes, if they're awesome. And if you live in a province or a state or some place where it's illegal to do that without there actually being an emergency, you assume all responsibilities for any sort of DOT, Department of Transportation, and or local laws and jurisdictions that would prohibit you from actually using your horn in such a scenario. So we are not liable for anything that may happen.
At all. Not liable at all. But
I'm glad I put that in there.
If they're funny and it's legal, we'll retweet it.
Hashtag honk for tech, guys. All right, I'm rolling that outro.
Roll that outro.
It's already going.
Thank you for watching Tech Talk 129 that we haven't put a title in for yet, and it kind of worked after we changed the VPN. And thanks for all the donations. We're gonna spend it all on hookers and blow and diamonds and gold. See ya.
Oh, do you know how many frames I dropped since switching?
What's that?
0.
0. It's my favorite number. I love me some 0.
Okay, bye.